Edersen to Manchester United talks are back on again, and it is Florian Plettenberg yet again who has got all Manchester United fans talking about the possibility of the Brazilian moving to Manchester as soon as January. I'm excited about this being a possibility for Manchester United, and I'm going to tell you why you should be excited about it as well. All of the attributes that this player has got that suit RUBEN AMORIM's game, all the reasons why financially Manchester United have to be going for Edersen, and how this move altogether as a package just suits Manchester United and what everybody needs right now, including the player himself. So let's start with where this actually came from and where the news came about Edersen possibly moving to Manchester United. I mentioned then Florian Plettenberg. Well, what he has done today is retweeted a former tweet of his from November the 22nd with an arrow pointing down to that retweet and a thumbs up, saying Manchester United are discussing and considering Edersen, a player who is highly valued internally. The club is looking for reinforcements in his position, possibly as early as the winter transfer window. The 25-year-old central midfielder has a contract with Atalanta Bergamo until 2027, one to watch. That retweeted by Florian Plettenberg today, the 13th of December, just 2 weeks shy of the January transfer window. How do Manchester United make this happen? Because there are issues with getting Edersen in, especially in January. That's because he's doing so well. Atalanta absolutely killing it in Serie A, top of the league on the back of 9 straight wins, of which he started and finished every single game. In fact, he's missed one game all season, and that was through suspension in the Champions League. Speaking of Champions League, he's also doing well in that for Atalanta. Of course, that came through them winning the Europa League last season and getting automatically placed in the Champions League this season, a part of that competition which he did absolutely brilliant in last season. They have only lost one game in the Champions League, and that was a close one recently, just this week to Real Madrid 3-2. So you can see where there might be an issue with what Florian Plettenberg has said in getting him in January, but that should not deter Manchester United. This is a signing for the future. I'm going to tell you exactly why Manchester United should be getting Edersen in to RUBEN AMORIM's midfield. Firstly, and this seems like a no-brainer for all Manchester United fans, and that's his injury record. Consistently available for Atalanta through every single game, like I just said, all season. It was the same last season. He has an excellent record, and that for a Manchester United midfielder is massive. We all know the issues that United have had over the last few years with injuries in our midfield, in all positions in fact, and that's something that you can rely on with Edersen coming in. He's only 25, so you've got years to come with him. He plays the number 6 role, he plays the number 8 role, he plays both of them excellently and is comfortable in either one. So we've got cover for Kobbie Mainoo, we've got cover for Manuel Ugarte, positions that RUBEN AMORIM is keen on and needs specifically, and a certain profile of player for them roles in the system that he wants to play. Onto his attributes, and something RUBEN AMORIM has been going on about consistently since arriving at Manchester United is the physicality. You can go back to Ten Hag and what he said about physicality. In fact, all the way back to Ralf Rangnick and what he said about the physicality and weakness of Manchester United's midfield. This Edersen comes in with abundance. His defensive capabilities alongside his strength and his reading of the game are second to none. That's where his number 6 role comes in. So if you have got Manuel Ugarte in this side, you could put Edersen in there instead of Kobbie Mainoo. In a bigger game, you've got a bit more defensive stability. You've got a player there that is good at reading the game and can still go forward in that 8 role as well. 2 6s, in fact, with Edersen being the furthest one playing forward, I think would be ideal in bigger games for Manchester United. His energy levels are second to none, but being able to play the 6 so comfortably and be strong and defensively minded when needed to be, he is the perfect midfielder in that department for RUBEN AMORIM. One thing Manchester United do need in our midfield is a ball-carrying midfielder, and again, yes, he's not just a made-up character, this guy. Edersen is the perfect midfielder. He has that to his game as well. Alongside the defensive brilliance, the defensive work in tackling, heading, reading the game, he has got forward-thinking skills that none of our midfielders have, I don't feel. And obviously, you can drop your comments in below and let me know if you feel there is a better midfielder out there than this, but ball carrying with Edersen is a thing that comes naturally to him. Obviously, being Brazilian, I'm not saying all Brazilians have this skill. Obviously, we've had some bad ones in our time at Manchester United, haven't we? But still, Edersen, when you look at him, you look at the level he's playing at in the Champions League this season, the way he carries the ball forward, he isn't just that perfect defensive midfielder, the magnificent 6 or 8 that Manchester United might need, the perfect perfect player for that. He is the full package. He carries the ball forward. He has an eye for goal as well. He's great in the air as well. Deceptively good in the air, scoring plenty of goals in them positions from crosses as well. Very skillful as well. Has got that Brazilian flair with him, as well as that South American grit that's needed for the defensive side of the game. But going forward, he is just as good as he is in defensive positions, and that, I think, is the exact perfect man and perfect player for Ruben Amorim in this side to play alongside Kobbie Mainoo or Man Lagate. I think, in fact, and here's the statement, and hear me out on this one, I feel like Edersen, if he comes into Manchester United midfield, it will be players that are already at Manchester United that are trying to fit in with him. He is that good a player. It sounds like a lot, but it is true. Edersen is the real deal, and Manchester United need to just do everything they possibly can to help Ruben Amorim in getting this midfielder into Manchester United. He is perfect. He hits the mark in so many different ways. Now, of course, that type of player comes at a premium, especially if you want to get someone in January, which is why I don't think Manchester United stand a chance of getting Edersen in January. His current market value, according to all the stats and different websites, is around about £40 million. You could probably double that in the valuation that Atalanta are going to be coming to Manchester United with. The fact that he has got 2 years left on his contract after this season does play into Manchester United's favour. Of course, Atalanta are known for selling players. We know ourselves. We bought Ahmad from them. We bought Rasmus Højlund from them, both at a premium as well. So you can expect Atalanta to come at Manchester United with a premium price if we want to take him away. You're going to have to spend over 100 million to get him in January, which we all know Manchester United just don't have. The financial situation at the club and all of the rumours going on around Manchester United at the moment are that we need to sell before we can buy. So you can imagine the type of player that Manchester United will have to sell if they want to get Edersen in. I cannot see this happening in January. It just looks like it's too much of a deal for Manchester United to make. Never say never with Ineos. They've surprised us before, of course, but Atalanta are valuing him at around about 70 million. I can see that with the way he's playing this season and the performances that he's putting in, going way up to the £80 million mark. I think, in fact, Manchester United could be breaking the bank if they wanted to get Edersen in. They are going to have to sell some serious players in the current squad to make this happen, and the difficulty with it is he is obviously going to be looking, and while playing in the Champions League, wanting to move to a Champions League club. Now, City have been rumoured to be wanting Edersen as well in the past, and that is going to be a problem for Manchester United. Now that Pep Guardiola has signed his new 2.5-year deal, they are lacking in that midfield area, and obviously there is going to be a City rebuild coming very, very soon. Can Manchester United beat another top team that's in the Champions League into another brilliant player? We will see. Maybe United can be in the Champions League themselves. There is a lot pending on this deal in how Manchester United's season finishes up as well in this, so let's not forget that. Put all of it into the equation, the fact that United have got a good relationship with Atalanta already. We are in better hands with Ruben Amorim. You could say there's a chance we could win the Europa League and get back into the Champions League. Well, Edersen, if you're looking for the all-round midfielder, if you're looking for the perfect fit for a Ruben Amorim style game, then Edersen is your man. Let me know in the comments below if you feel like Edersen is the right type of midfielder. Would you go for him? Is there another option there? Is 80 million going to be too much? Can United negotiate that down? Let us know. Give me your thoughts. Let us know if you like this type of video as well. Please hit that like button on the way out and make sure you have subscribed to Forever United TV. Thanks for watching, everybody.